Hey everyone, today I'm doing a video on some of my EDC ideology. Alright, I've got a cast here, so I'm not going to be doing any filming for the next couple weeks. I was in an accident, ATV rollover about 9 weeks ago. The guy driving it rolled it, and I was on the passenger side. It rolled and rolled. You see some then. And so meanwhile, I thought I'd just do some webcam videos on some topics I can cover inside my room and not outside. So right off the bat, you've probably seen my cool steel Twilight 6, which I carry every day. I'm going to talk about some of the parameters I have for combat knives I carry on my person and why those parameters are in place from my personal experience. You're probably wondering, okay, this guy's a knife thrower. Why am I listening to him for EDC tactical knife situations? I worked as a meat associate at Winn-Dixie for about 3 years, so I was cutting up meat on a weekly basis. So I have a very realistic view of what a knife actually does to flesh. And I can tell you from experience, you don't want to try to cut it with a dull knife. Okay, throughout the day, you'll probably have to sharpen your knife 4 or 5 times with a crock stick, just so you can move through your work in a brisk fashion. Okay. Um, so with that said, I'm a proponent of I think the term for that is flesh blade. All right, so you have a knife that you keep pristine and razor sharp for emergency combative situations in case you feel that your life is in jeopardy or somebody else's life. You want to be able to employ slashing and slicing techniques, and you have to realize that you're not only going to have to get through that meat, you have to get through the clothes and the meat. And if you can think you can do sufficient damage with a knife that you're also using for your utility stuff, then you're kidding yourself. Okay. The only exception I'd make is maybe for a heavier fixed blade. Okay, if you bought a really heavy fixed blade with full tang and a thick spine, you can get by with having a dull knife on you because there's that extra weight of the knife. But if you're carrying something lighter and a stainless steel, you don't have that extra weight to put behind the edge. Okay, so you're gonna have to rely more on the actual edge itself and let the knife do the work. There's kind of a saying going around in the survival community, and it's kind of creeping over into the martial arts arena, in that the more you know, the less you need. That's not necessarily true with knives. Okay, for example, if you've been doing Kali or Screamer for 20 years, that doesn't mean you can pick up a karambit with an 1.5 inch long blade um, and actually do a sufficient amount of damage as, say, somebody that uses a knife in the profession but has a longer weapon. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah, you can scratch somebody to pieces, and they might back off you, but are actually going to be able to use lethal force? Because when you use a knife, it is considered lethal force, and you want it to have a lethal effect. And to have a lethal effect, most times you need about 2.5 inches of penetration to get through the chest cavity. Not only that, but you have to have a little extra to actually do the damage to the designated organ. So I would not carry a knife under 3 inches and expect to use it in a combat situation. I would keep it for utility. I would carry something that has at least a 3 inch long blade at the most. Okay. Another thing I hear a lot of people talk about is like the weight of the knife. You don't want to have a knife that is super light that you can't feel. A lot of people's like, oh, I barely notice it's on me. Well, that's not good. I like to be able to feel the weight in my pocket and reach for that weight. Okay. I don't know if that knife has moved or shifted places from where I put it in the morning. Okay, it could have shifted forward in my pocket, back in my pocket. I, every morning I pull it all the way to the corner, and I'll do that throughout the day to make sure the knife is always in the corner of my pocket, but the knife still will shift as you move around. One more thing I'm going to mention real quick is there's kind of a lot of questions I've been getting in regards to, okay, why would you carry all of these weapons, knives, guns? And you have to realize that people that carry knives and guns aren't necessarily insecure. Alright, for example, if I bring a survivalist mentality to, say, like an active shooter situation where some guy's going through a mall or a college or whatever shooting people, I'm an able-bodied male in my 20s, and I run as part of my training. So I can outrun most people that don't work out or run on a daily basis and can beat them to the exit. So that would be the smart thing for me to do in regards to my own survival. So it's not that I need larger caliber handguns and larger knives to keep myself safe. It's kind of to compensate for all the individuals that don't. Does that make sense? So when all the people have asked me, okay, why do you carry such a large knife or a handgun? It's not for me. It's for other people, and that's just the same for pretty much everybody that I think carries concealed weapons. It's usually not for their own protection. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see via webcam, and I hope you get back in the backyard throwing soon. Thanks for watching.